Welcome to the red carpet movie premiere of Infiltrators. We're bringing you front row access to this event, and it's all made possible because of our sponsor, DetroitPrintShop.com. From business cards, postcards, and everything in between, online ordering is simple and fast. Just visit their website, DetroitPrintShop.com. Looks like the members of the cast are arriving on the red carpet. Let's go take a look.
Hallee, if you could just answer a quick question, why did you decide to have this red carpet event here? You could have had it anywhere. I know you're from Michigan, but why here?
That's a great question. The idea for it came from Tim Tolliver and my sister Mary, and then my brother also said let's do it as a benefit for the Champions of Wayne, which was an awesome idea. And coming back home has been amazing for me. I'm so excited to see everybody here and to have a chance to show one of my films in my hometown. This is an honor for me.
Thank you so much for coming back, and she looks great, right? Michael Stokes. Michael Stokes, the writer and director of the film. How's it going, Michael? Excited to be here?
Very much, yeah. Looking forward to being champions.
Talk to me about why you decided to choose this specific focus for the film.
Here in Wayne? Well, just to help support the Champions Wayne. It's such a fantastic cause, and when Tim came up with the idea and Sally came to me, it was just perfect. The venue, this great old theater, and such an incredible community. I mean, such a warm and welcoming community. I can't get over how nice everyone has been to us since we've been here.
What motivated you to write the script?
We had a great opportunity because my wife Sally is the producer on the film. She's also a litigator, and one of her clients came to her and said, we're into real estate, and we have a building that we're demolishing, and we're going to blow it up, and can you put it in a movie? Which was like just being given a gift. And so Sally came to me and asked, can we work on a script? And we put it together very quickly, and then we went ahead and shot it. So it was a great, great opportunity. We put together a sterling cast, some of whom you're going to meet, and off we went.
Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate it. Hirsh. You've seen this beautiful actress all over Hollywood. I remember her from ER. I used to watch you all the time. How excited are you to be here in Michigan and to see your fans here too?
I am overwhelmed. I'm so excited. There's so many of you. This is awesome. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever even done anything in Hollywood this cool. Like Gregory Jbara said, this is amazing, you guys. Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
Now, if you could offer to play a role here in Michigan, are you going to come back and visit us again?
Yes, and actually I have shot here. I shot in Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo on the other side, but I want to come back here. I want to come back to Wayne. Let's make a movie, people.
Thank you so much. We love her energy, don't we? Let's hear it up for her again. All right, Rocco Nugent. A Michigan native. Very stylish guy, too. Oddball, of course, too, right? How excited are you to be here?
Man, I'm super excited to be here. I've never had a red carpet experience, and I grew up not too far from here, so this is an awesome experience.
And being from Michigan, you mentioned that you have a lot of family here, too.
I do. They're all right here, these beautiful young ladies. The paparazzi.
What do you think?
Hey!
All right, man. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. All right, Robert Picardo. This guy has been in everything, right? Looking very sharp, man. How's it going? Good. What motivated you to say yes to this film, to be part of it?
Well, it was a cool part. I play a Catholic priest, and I have a lot of Catholic priest friends, being a practicing Catholic. So I thought I would play a priest who's a good guy, who knows how to handle a gun. So then let that be a lesson to you. If you're planning on missing Mass tomorrow, and this is actually my third movie opening here in Wayne. The first two, nobody came. So there wasn't any record of it, but this is my third one. I'm happy you're all here tonight.
Any great experiences you've had here in Michigan, obviously other than this event?
Well, I went yesterday to the Henry Ford, to the, is it Greenfield Village yesterday, which was very exciting. I was in the house of Robert Frost. I was in, I visited and saw all those incredible historic places all put together, so that was wonderful. Today I went to Cranbrook, yeah, sorry. Hey, listen, I remember my lines in the movie, that's good enough. And I've had a wonderful time. The people have been very welcoming, so I really enjoyed myself.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. All right, our hometown boy, Gregory Jbara. People seem to like you here. Is it because you got the key to the city now?
I do. Yeah, I don't know if you were privy. I did. I was honored by our mayor. The key to the city of Wayne, ladies and gentlemen. Look at
How cool is it to be back here in your hometown with all your fans, your family, and just being here in Wayne?
It's a very emotional thing. And really, I know that everybody's here only because I still owe everybody about 10 or 15 bucks over the course of my life here, borrowing money.
Interest, remember the interest.
Yeah, with interest. I'm broke now.
But you got the key to the city, so I'm sure that's worth something, right?
It is to me.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for having us here this evening. As most of you know, I'm from Wayne, Michigan, and I'm thrilled to be back. I'm so happy to see so many faces of people that I went to school with, and of course Al, which is awesome that he's the mayor now. We have family in from various parts of the state and also from Canada, but I think they were going to introduce you. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. I'll let Michael do that. So those of you who might get your names mentioned, fluff up your hair right now. We're looking forward to having a great show this evening. I think I'm going to pass the microphone to somebody else who's probably more prepared to speak than I am, but just thank you so much for having us here. We are just thrilled.
Not entirely sure. You should have said I was prepared to speak and then hand the microphone to me. That's not necessarily a good thing. But I do want to thank my family for coming. They came down from Port Perry, Ontario. There's my mom back there. Mom, wave. My brother James, my sister Kathy, Mark, Susan Parliament, a longtime family friend, Cindy. So thank you guys for coming. We're really excited to have the movie here tonight, to have it be part of Champions of Wayne, and the support, the kindness. This is one of the nicest places on earth. They have just bent over backwards to show us a good time and to put all of this on. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you in advance for enjoying the movie and for supporting Champions of Wayne.
You guys are awesome. And let me just say, your mayor is amazing! It's amazing! Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. I've had such an incredible couple days here, and this is going to be an amazing night, and I'm excited to be a part of supporting your school and the children and the arts here in Wayne. Thank you.
I spent 7 years on Star Trek, so I have seen the future. And I know that how many successful champions of Wayne there are running the world. I want to thank you for your support for this wonderful organization. I'm going to take my hat off. I wear a hat because sometimes they track me on Google Earth. Star Trek fans can be very invasive and very insistent, but since I'm under a tent, I'll take my hat off. And I take it off to you. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't know how to follow that. He was on Star Trek. I feel like I'm at home, and I kind of am at home. My grandmother, my great-grandmother, both of my grandfathers, my mother, my godmother. I have so much family here, and I grew up in Jackson, not far from here. So it feels really cool to combine this Hollywood, LA thing that I'm living now with my past and with my family and with my home in Michigan, and to come back here is a really great feeling, and yeah, it makes everybody feel at home. So I'm just happy to be here, and it's a good cause, and hope you guys enjoy the movie, and all right.
Just to say, I know there's, if you know anybody who's also standing out in line, I'm sticking around till I get to say hello to everybody who wants a hug or a picture or a hi. So find me if I'm not in the theater. I'll be outside here until it's just me and the rats or the cockroaches hanging out. So thank you all for coming. This is really special. This is better than anything I've been in Hollywood or New York, I'll tell you the truth.
Take a look at this exclusive interview with Tony Award winner Gregory Jbara.
You know, last night was more of a social event that we still managed to raise over $3,000 for Champions of Wayne. But it wasn't until tonight when I got to hear we had some of the kids who benefited from the program, and it actually kind of got me in the solar plexus to realize that's right. This is really so vitally important to be able to have something that can fund a program that does such great good for these kids. Because I've had my share of Hollywood openings in LA and in New York City, and I parked almost the other side of Michigan Avenue, and I got out of my car, and I saw the line that was going all the way down the block, and the gorgeous State Wayne Theater lit up looking as elegant and glamorous as any big Hollywood house, and our local police force and the ROTC kids. And it was probably the glitziest, classiest, beautiful thing I've ever seen, because your brain just doesn't say, oh yeah, you're going to see a big splashy Hollywood gala happening in Wayne, Michigan. And when I stepped out of my car, it was real, and I was so I was moved, and I was really proud to be a part of it, because it's been a very special weekend. This is the second time I've seen the film, and it's actually, you know, they say when you see things more than once, you see different stuff. So I was thinking, oh, I could actually go be in the lobby, like socializing, and then just come in. But I watching the film, I was actually entertained and surprised at how many new things I saw in the movie. A lot of fond memories of some moments that you forget. Oh, that's right, there are editors who can actually control and fix performances of choices I may have made on camera, and things actually turned out a lot better than I had remembered doing them. So, and then it's also fun, you know, to hear a live audience respond to the work that we've done in the film. That reminds you, oh yeah, we're not just like acting in a void. There's a reason we did the storytelling, so we could, you know, give the viewers an experience that hopefully they find entertaining. So that was fun to hear the hometown gang respond to the film.
Shoot him.
Tom Selleck, when we did In and Out and the movie was over, he came to me and said, I just think, and I'm paraphrasing, maybe I'm embellishing a little more for my own ego, he goes, I just think you're really talented. I like you a lot. I produce movies all the time. We will definitely work together again. You know, to have Tom Selleck say that to you, first of all, is just the greatest compliment you could ever hope for. In reality, in this business, I mean, I manage not to embarrass myself in most jobs that I have, so that at least when we're done on any given project, everybody goes, this was great, we'll definitely work together again. And if all the people who were really in the position to offer me just one other job, who've all said, we'll definitely work together again, I would never be unemployed. But the truth is, Tom Selleck has hired me 3 other times. And this Blue Bloods is the 3rd TV job that he has given me since he shared those words, that great compliment, some 17 years ago. And I love that man. He is, he's no nonsense. He's the sweetest man in the world. He's probably one of the most professional people I know. And he has been so good to me. And so good for my career. The TV thing's new because I've mostly done, theater and Broadway. And about halfway into the second season, we're in the trailer getting made up, and he goes, "So it's different now, isn't it?" And I went, "It's different?" He goes, "People are recognizing you on the street now, aren't they?" And I went, "Yeah, it's a very different thing." He says, "Okay, so you've been doing theater, hit Broadway shows for what, 15 years. Go home tonight, do the math, and figure out how many people have actually seen you perform live on stage, and then round it up 100,000." So that I did the math, and it was like less than 5 million people have seen me perform my entire life on stage. Less than 5 million people have actually seen me perform on stage. And he goes, "Yeah, and most of them are at least 30 to 100 feet away. Now, you're in their home. You're in the home of over 11 million people, and your face is as big as their TV screen, and you're in their intimate space of their home." He goes, "It completely changes the way people are going to address you from now on. It's going to change your life forever." And I didn't understand what that meant. But like this weekend is a perfect example of how beautiful that can be, because people have great pride in the privilege that I have of what I do for a living. But the people on the street, like not people from my hometown, but just to be able to go somewhere and just to have, what a luxury it is if everyone who could just once a day have someone come up to them and say, "Hey, I know what you do for a living, and I think it's great." I wish I could figure out a way for everybody to have that experience, because it's unreal.
We got another problem, Frank. Angelo Reed called the Post. Says he's getting threatening phone calls and someone tossed a brick through his window. Claims police harassment.
There's zero proof it was cops.
Still doesn't look right.
And if Reed happens to end up dead at the hands of cops, all hell's gonna break loose.
This is the by your mayor. I was given the key. It looks so gorgeous in this box. This is the key to my city. This is the key to Wayne. I don't deserve this. This is it's pretty extraordinary. Am I in frame with this? Can you see that? It's gorgeous. Yeah. This is a. Oh, I wasn't expecting this in the least. It's beautiful too. No, this was an incredible honor, and that's what's silly, because it's it's that whole gang that created Champions of Wayne that should be getting this. What's one of my favorite memories of Wayne? I think we would do the. But it'd be summertime, so it would be the Labor Day weekend, the Labor Day parade, and the parade would change off, whether it happened in Westland, Michigan, or whether it would happen in Wayne, where the finish point would. And when we did it in Wayne, the parade would always end. Oh, it was Veterans Day parade, because it would end on Memorial Day, because it would end on the bridge at Wayne Road, going over the Rouge River, or maybe Elizabeth. No, it was Wayne Road. And I always thought, as a kid, junior high, because at Marshall, we were a part of that parade, and I just thought it was always so cool when the parade would stop, and then the veterans would go, and there would be a wreath that would be tossed off the bridge of Wayne Road and go into the Huron, or the Rouge River, in honor of the memory of our veterans. And I always equated, as a young kid, it impressed me as being a very important, vital ceremony. And it wasn't something that we ever did. And not that the Westland version of the parade was great, but I always thought how neat it was that that ceremony took place. Literally, that was like just the first thing that just came to my mind. But I've always, being raised in Westland, I always felt that Westland was a bit more of a modern community compared to Wayne, that has greater, older architecture and a much more significant history, which only recently is so beautifully realized on the mural on the side of this theater here at the State Wing. I saw it for the first time when I was honored as a distinguished alumnus a couple of years ago, and stood there for hours staring at it. It was revelatory because it was an education lesson, and then it was also wonderful to see, be reminded of things I did know about the history of this city. But it's an older town. I probably have said this before. It wasn't until I left, graduated from Wayne High, and I went to even Michigan, University of Michigan, and then to New York, that I realized how privileged I was to grow up here. Because I realized I was taking for granted the things that were available to me as a student in the Wayne Westland schools. And the times are different here now. I mean, definitely just simply because of the economy and just the way people have moved in and out of these communities. First thing I did was, when I landed yesterday morning, was I drove right downtown, and my heart was set on, I was going to have breakfast at Brownie's Diner. And as I'm driving up, and I could see their sign out, and I'm going, oh. And as I got closer, I went, oh, they're no longer open. And there was a Coney Island open next door, but I was going, oh, I really wanted to go to Brownie's. So then I was driving further down, and I saw the Pancake House. And I'm going, oh, their doors are closed too. And then I drove by and I saw the State Wing, and then I saw my place, this little charming little restaurant that's just a little further down Main Road. And I went inside, and it was all a bunch of locals, and I think a couple of, I would have to think, farmers. They were like some guys that really, you could just tell, are like, they weren't mechanics. They were guys who like worked with their hands. You could just tell. And some small families. And I sat down, and they made my breakfast sandwich exactly the way I wanted it. And I was telling my wife, and she goes, so when we were speaking that night, she goes, what was it like being back in Wayne? And I said, it doesn't look the same at all, but it's really, it's quaint and it's clean. And it's not like you're not seeing, abandoned, tore down, abandoned buildings, because there's definitely been some conscious effort in terms of the architecture, and especially a lot of the retail that's in the center of Michigan Avenue. So I was actually really, really impressed at how clean downtown Wayne is. I think it's gorgeous. After I was honored as a distinguished alumnus, Rich Helppie just very gently sent me an email or a message on Facebook, said, hey, you ought to think about maybe there's something you could do with Champions of Wayne. And I knew about it because when I got the tour of the high school for that visit, that showcase that's by the office, it really well displays all the accomplishments and the stuff that the Champions of Wayne program was doing. But it was more just sort of display. I hadn't really seen it firsthand, and no one had really explained in great detail, or hadn't really met the kids who were benefiting from the program. But he had said, hey, maybe you can do something. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm a working actor, but I'm not some, like him, I'm not a philanthropist. I don't have resources of money. What could I do? And then the fact that his family, and just the magic synergy of that we made this movie, and they all went, hey, let's create this thing. And I felt like, I was just so grateful that I finally got to participate in some small way. And now I'm simply going to sign on, because there's got to be more I can do. This was just too easy. It was so beautifully crafted and orchestrated this whole weekend, and masterfully, that we were sold out, before it all happened, is beautiful. It's just this community. I'm grateful for the way everybody stepped up. So Jeff introduces this student, and so then everyone makes, judgments, or they project who they think this student is based on what we're hearing about them. And then there's this boy who comes down the aisle in a wheelchair, clearly disabled, and so it completely takes legs out from under you about what you expected in terms of what this kid has done and has accomplished and his ambitions in life. And then you're in awe. And then I'm already standing, because I'm standing at the front of the theater, but the whole rest, as he's coming down the aisle, the entire theater stands everyone in the theater to applaud him, because you're just going, okay, you're already a more impressive human being than I could ever hope to be, simply because what I already know about you and you've accomplished, and you could have succumbed to the limitations that you have. I was just in awe of him. And then to hear him speak and what he aspired to do, and his gratitude for what was provided for him. And then his sister escorted him the whole way. And the two of them kissed each other when he finished. And then they went back up the aisle. And it wasn't ceremonial. It was like the love they have. It was just beautiful. I was just humbled, and I went, man, I'm just so lucky to be here. It wasn't until then that it hit me how important all this is.
We also have an exclusive interview with Rocco Nugent. Take a look.
I play a character named Eddie Inchley, and he is like the mob boss's low-level henchman, and he just shoots people for a living and takes out all the henching tasks. Whatever henching means, I hench. It was the first film that I had done where it was in another state, and like, you know, they flew me out to the location in downtown Dallas, and they had this big, you know, building that's a decrepit, you know, empty building they're about to demolish, and it was my first experience of being on set, you know, in a hotel and being paid to be there, feeling like a real actor. I have a mentor in my life. I'm always searching for mentors. I'm always searching for someone that I think it's innate in people. If you're going to enter a world that's new or unknown, to enter it with some kind of guidance, you know what I mean? Even if you're going into the woods, you want to have a compass of some kind. You want to have, whether it's an actual compass or someone that's compassing you. I have a mentor right now, and he has been my mentor for the past like 5 years, named Steven Anderson. And he was the first person to show me how to play and remember what it was to be childlike. And if you watch a child play, they are just full blast playing their hearts out. They don't care about what anyone thinks. They don't care about what they look like. They're just having fun. They're playing. And you see, like, on the National Geographic Channel, you see like panda cubs or cheetahs like playing with each other, and it's so genuine. And I think that that's something that my mentor Steven helped me discover. At the age of like 19, I started with him in a class that he had in Burbank, California, and going into myself and incorporating aspects of, you know, Buddhism, meditation, breathing into my childlike playing. So it was this process that I was so unfamiliar with, but in the aspect of mentoring at all, man, it's so important to let go of that ego wants to hold on to, like, this is my journey. I can do this on my own. And I think it's really cool with what the Champions of Wayne are doing, because whether or not you know, a kid has that like determination and they want to own it, to be able to go on to a journey and feel like someone's there with you on your side is a really, really powerful feeling. Because even if you're gonna succeed, you're succeeding with someone, and you can share that, like, I did this, thank you. Or if you fail, it's like they can be there right there next to you and reassure you that, you know, to keep going. And I think having a mentor is a super, super important thing. It's a great program that basically provides kids I'm not sure if it's just in the Wayne High School. Yeah, it's just in Wayne High School, with basically a mentor that helps provide the kid with, I love this phrase, something that like makes them push themselves, but it's still attainable. It's still a realistic goal. And sometimes if you put your goal at the same goal as somebody else, it may not be fair, it may not be realistic. They might be just smarter than you or whatever. You know, when I was doing basketball, someone was actually more physically gifted than me. So bench pressing that much weight isn't a good goal for me. I should have my own goal, and having a mentor help me create that and see that through. That's what the Wayne program seems to be about, and it gives these kids an incentive, like, to want to do it, and that community feeling that they're doing it together with someone.
Take a look at this interview we did with Sally Helppie.
I thought Wayne was amazing tonight. I was surprised at how big it was. I knew that there were people who were working very hard for several weeks to put it together, And it was more fabulous than I ever could have imagined, with the red carpet, the party, the people, the way how welcome we felt. It was a fabulous experience. I'm so touched. I mean, I really can't get over how great this turned out. I love shooting during the production part of it because there's such a camaraderie. It's the way people have been in plays. It's that same sort of process. Everybody comes together. They might not have known each other before, but you've got the actors, you've got the crew, and everybody works in very close quarters. And with Infiltrators, we shot at night in a building with no air conditioning in the summer in Dallas, where it was over 100 degrees every day. So we became very close. And that's what I like the most, is just the camaraderie with everyone.
Very cool. Tell us about what you know about Champions and why you felt it was important to support the Champions program.
The Champions program, as you know, my brother is one of the, I guess he's not a founder, but one of the founding sponsors. And the way this came about is there was the banquet in the spring. My sister Mary, who lives in Texas where I live, was up here on vacation and went to that particular banquet. And shortly thereafter, somebody that I went to high school with asked me, well, wouldn't it be really cool if you could have Infiltrators play at the State Wayne, because that was the movie that I had most recently finished. I mentioned it to my sister Mary. She says, that's a great idea, and you should make it a benefit for the Champions of Wayne. So then I mentioned it to my brother, which is how everything snowballed. And I knew somewhat about what the program was, but I've learned a lot more about it in the last several weeks as we've put this program together. And I am a big believer and supporter in it. We've now contributed money to it. I think the one-on-one mentoring is the way to go. I have 5 children of my own. They all went to public schools. I think that's the backbone of our nation, is the education system and the public education system. And the way that you reach the kids is one-on-one. I don't think that a lot of the big programs are as successful. I think when a kid knows there's an adult who believes in him or her and helps them set a personal goal without comparing themselves to anyone else, then they learn the self-discipline, they learn motivation, they learn to set a goal and strive for it, and I think that's what Champions is proving it does. My brother is very smart, and he's a philanthropist, and he's been very successful in business. My brother went to 1 semester of college and dropped out. So a goal doesn't always have to be education related. His goals were different, and he was very successful in business by setting goals and reaching them. And I think that may make him uniquely qualified to be involved in this program and setting it up, because as he's explained it to me, the idea was give the kids cash, every semester, so it's short-term goal that is meaningful to them, whereas sometimes as adults we're thinking longer term than the kids think. We're talking about college scholarships down the road. I think he was the one who said, no, we need to give them cash in hand a little bit faster, and that gives them more motivation. And so I think in that regard, he's a brilliant thinker to come up with it that way. I would like to say thank you to the people of Wayne. Thank you to the City Council, the mayor, the school district. This has been a delight for us to be here. We've been made very welcome, and I talked with Bill Gray a few minutes ago, and we want to do it again. So we should make it an annual event.
Thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this program. I'm Dave Story. See you next time.